Hey y'all, Bunkle here. Hope all are doing well. Hope you've had a great day. Hope every day has been a great day. Um, I guess just getting started, I just want to say a quick prayer for friends and family that have been affected by the hurricane, Hurricane Ian, down in Florida. Um, Definitely hope everybody down there is well. And if you have gone through the hurricane and you rode it out or whatever, I do hope that you have a full recovery and everything ends up better than it was prior. Um, I mean, there's a song as well as a saying by Winston Churchill: "If you're going through hell, keep on going." And interestingly enough, that song has a lot of relevance to me. It came out in 2006 when I was actually deployed um, with FEMA at their LTRO as a technical assistance person based out of Orlando for the storms that hit the during that summer and the summer prior, or I should say mostly the summer of prior all the way through Wilma, which was late November. I was deployed down there from 2005, 2006. Met some of the best people, salt of the earth people that I'd ever met in my life. They were really, really good people to work with. People that I was happy to call friends. I was more than happy to have been there, done the work that I did. As I told my daughters who came down with me, they spent the year down in Florida. And again, this is post Wilma, so they got to take in blue roofs and all of that. It's a good feeling helping the people. I was, of course, in the background, but helping the people that were out there, helping the people. What was done in Florida by FEMA, and I'm definitely not a big gov person, but I would say the people on the ground, the feet on the ground, people working out of that office from top to bottom were really, really good people. People that I was definitely proud to be working with, proud to know, proud to call friends when I was working with them. And some of them I do still stay in touch with to this day. And we're talking, what, that's 17, 16, 17 years later. So, yep. Anyway, um, welcome to Sunday Vintage Football. That's what this video is. What I'm going to be doing today are a bunch of packs from the stacks of packs that I keep over there in the background. We got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 packs of Fleer 1990 Premier Edition football cards. Now, some of the stuff that we could find in those, there's a bunch of good stuff, Hall of Famers and all of that, of course. There's an insert set as well that's of interest. That's the All Pro cards. All the stars of that time, some definite Hall of Famers. Your Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, of course, are part of that, as well as others. If you look at PSA values on this particular set, the most expensive sale is a Randall Cunningham. Then the Joe Montana error card, which to me is pretty cool. It shows him as having 31,054 touchdowns. Of course, Jerry Rice, Barry Sanders. There's a couple other cards. There's also a Ray Horton error card with an extra line after the career totals. But beyond that, if you were really looking at getting cards graded, except for, of course, your personal collection or something like that. But if you're looking at resale value, and I tend to look at some things for resale value because card collecting, the hobby, and just life in general can be expensive. As they're saying, inflation out of control still. And so any way that you could definitely flip something that isn't needed and you want to make an extra buck on, you know what, go for it. But I would say that beyond maybe 10 or 12 cards, these aren't really worth the risk of getting graded. I mean, in PSA 10, if you're going to go for PSA, of course, paying the $30 fee, or if you get it on one of the $22 or one of the cheaper rides, if you're a member, well, that's great. Maybe one of the other grading companies, your SGC or HGA or one of the others. If you can get some kind of a special price, you might want to, but just looking at the base price of $30 for grading, you have some cards that are part of this set that are $35, $40. So, and that's in a PSA 10. So you really have to consider, do you want to get these cards graded, or are you just getting them for collector's value? But anyway, enough with my talk there. I got my frappers ready, and I'm going to get started with the first pack here. Again, to me, I'm looking for any Hall of Famers or anything else interesting that comes out of these. Now, I will have to say, Vintage Football Sunday is definitely fun. It's interesting to me because usually after I go through the cards, football was not the biggest sport in my life when this set came out. Baseball absolutely was, and I'd still say, as far as sports go, baseball is the big one to me. But with that being said, I definitely dabbled. I touched on football, basketball, hockey. Basketball would be my weakest. Football would probably be my second strongest, followed by hockey, but it falls far behind what I know about baseball, especially baseball from that era. So after I pop these, I start looking up players and stats and all of that other stuff. I'm a data person, a numbers person, so all of that's really interesting to me. Baseball, to me, has always been more of a statistical game than anything else, so it kind of fit in with my mindset. But either way, we're starting off with Pete Stoyanovich, Jay Schroeder, and pardon if I mess up any names, I guarantee I will. Not as bad as hockey, but definitely. Carl Banks, Merrill Hoge, Willie Anderson, Thurman Thomas, Felix Wright, Derek Thomas, John Taylor, Johnny Meads, Wilbur Marshall, Dave Fulcher, David Treadwell, Bert Grossman, and Donnell Thompson. So I had not all that much for the Wall of Fame from that pack. Not all that much, meaning nothing in my eyes at all. Maybe I'm wrong. Y'all could correct me. Make sure you put something down in the comments. I appreciate all subscribers. That's definitely comments, thumbs up, all of that great stuff. Absolutely helps the channel. I'm sure you hear that often. Got Nick Lowry, Mike Kofer, Bruce Matthews, Darrell Grant, Ickey Woods. I love that name. That's a great name. John Elway. All right, so we got the first one in my mind for the Wall of Fame. Keep that up on the side for right now. Leslie O'Neal, Dwayne Bickett, Ricky Reynolds, Steve Grogan, Neil Anderson, Jim Jeffcoat, Morton Anderson, Otis Anderson, and Jerome Brown. So let's get that bad boy wrapped up. Elway goes on the Wall of Fame. Player number 1 up there. Get to pack number 3 now. I'm going to see if I can try to keep count. I think I'm on pack number 3. It'd be pretty bad for me to lose my count this early in the game. All right, we're starting off with Brian Wagner, John Alt, Joe Jacoby, Johnny Rembert, Jeff Criswell, Earl Farrell, Winston Moss, Jeff Bryant. Then we got our first Fleer All-Pro card, Eric Allen, Rodney Peete, Jay Hilgenberger, Stan Brock, Keith Woodside, Bill Frolic, and John Teltsch. All right, get the next pack going. All right, and we are starting with Greg Rakoczy, Steve DeBerg, Art Still, Tim McGee, Freeman McNeil, Cedric Mack, Chris Moore, John Williams, and our next All-Pro card, Morton Anderson. Barry Sanders, all right, he's going up on the wall. Brad Muster, Jim Dombrowski, Don Majkowski, Mike Ken, and Seth Joyner. I'm not sure why, but name sounds familiar. All right, we got Barry going up on the wall. Barry Sanders, that is. All right, next pack. Rack 'em, pack 'em, stack 'em. All right, next one. We're starting off with Chip Banks, Willie Howard, Bob Perryman, Steve McMichael, Derek Shepard, Dalton Hilliard, Broderick Thompson, Mike Shiad, Andre Reeson, Maurice Carthen, Mike Lansford, Shane Conlon, Chet Brooks, Steve Brown, and Bobby Humphrey. Next pack 'em. Starting off with Eric Sanders, Mike Saxon, Mike Rutgers, Rufus Porter, John Settle, Rick Karras, Bart Oates, Greg Lloyd, Matt Barr, Michael Carter, Jim Lackey, Tim Crummery, Johnny Hector, Anthony Bell, and Randy Grimes. Nope. Squat out of that one. Looks like team is definitely giving up a couple fumbles this game. My quarterback has gotten sacked so far. Donnell Thompson multiple times. Jeff George, first NFL draft choice. Stanley Morgan, Mike Singletary, Troy Aikman, I'll definitely keep him. Don Warren, Lee Williams, Anthony Toney, Scott Studwell, Sean Landetta, Jerry Gray, Kevin Martin, Harris Barton, Steve Folsom, and Vance Johnson. All right, let's get the Aikman up and stack that on the wall. That's number 3 up there. All right, next one up. Got Mike Quick, Joey Browner, John Offerdahl, Eddie Anderson, Leonard Marshall, Rod Woodson, Henry Ellard, Scott Norwood, Thane Gash, Nick Lowry, Mike Kofer, Bruce Matthews, Darrell Grant, Icky Woods again, and another John Elway. So we got doubled up on the John Elways. Definitely it's a quarterback bunch of packs here. Now again, I may have passed up something that to somebody else would have been nice. All good to me. All right. We got Mark Duper, Bob Golick, Eric Howard, Bubby Brister, Pete Holohan, Mark Kelso, Tim Manoa, Christian Okoye, Pierce Holt, Ernest Givens, Mark May, Booma, got Booma, Mark Jackson, Billy Ray Smith, and Pat Beach. Next pack going. Still hunting for the Cunningham of the Montana. Got Willie Anderson, Thurman Thomas, Felix Wright, Derek Thomas, John Taylor, Johnny Meade, Wilbur Marshall, David Fulcher, David Treadwell, Bert Grossman, Donnell Thompson, Jeff George again. I'm almost wondering if I should put him up on the wall. Stanley Morgan, Mike Singletary, and another Troy. So we doubled up on the Troy Aikmans. We doubled up on the John Elways. I got 2 left. Starting off with Darrell Grant, Icky Woods again, and another John Elway. This is definitely loaded with Elways. Leslie O'Neill, Dwayne Bickett, Ricky Reynolds, Steve Grogan, Neil Anderson, Jim Jeffcoat, Morton Anderson, Otis Anderson, Jerome Brown, Bill Brooks, Mike Harden, and Vince Newsom. Now, this is a good example of, just take a break here for a second, a miscut card. If you look at left to right as well as top to bottom, that's a really horrible cut. And of course, that's something that they look for when you're getting cards graded. Keep that in mind. That, yeah, it might not be right. You might have kept the cards in perfect condition. You might have opened them in 1990, 91, or whatever. Or you might have opened them yesterday. It might be packed fresh, crisp. The corners might be excellent. Edges might be perfect. All of that might be great. But if there's a print error, where the centering is off, well, that'll drop the grade. Unlike coins, where many coins, if they have some sort of minting error, similar to a manufacturer, if there's a minting error, those coins tend to be worth a bit more than just your regular common run-of-the-mill. Not sure why, but one of those things that just is what it is, I guess, because the minting process is supposed to be perfect. One of those things from government that might be, but not much else. Anyway, with that being said again, all right, we got Mark Jackson, Billy Ray Smith, Pat Beach, Vinny Testaverde. Now, he was a really good quarterback from what I remember. Not exactly Wall of Fame worthy, but real tough quarterback. Bruce Armstrong, Jim Harbaugh, Willie Broughton, Ricky Jackson, Jamie Holland, Reggie White. Nice card there. Steve Jordan, Mark Collins, Kevin Green, Jim Richter, and Steve Young. It's another great quarterback from those days. That's definite. Now, again, it's another one that there's not really much value to, unfortunately. Unless you're a collector and a Steve Young fan. Anyway, so let me slide those to the side and I guess show off a little bit of the Wall of Fame today. It is a very, very slim Wall of Fame. On this one, we got ourselves 3 Elways, Barry Sanders, and 2 Troy Aikmans. All in all, not all that bad, not all that great, but not all that bad. Didn't get the error cards or anything like that, but all good. Not every pack, not every bunch of packs is always going to be a winner. But you know what? I'm more than happy at popping these. It's always fun, and like I say, I go through the stuff after and just refamiliarize myself with football from that era. So, and pardon the glare on that. I have a backlight going here, which isn't exactly the best, but it will get better as time goes on. I guarantee you that. Anyway, I definitely appreciate you stopping by and catching some vintage Sunday football. Definitely appreciate all subscribers, all thumbs up, all comments, all everything. Definitely appreciate it all. Anyway, I'll catch up with y'all later. Stay well, stay blessed. Bungle out.